All right, welcome back to our tale of two houses. Last time, we looked at the big picture, the foundations, the plumbing. This time, we're going to zoom way in on the single most critical feature, the one that so many people overlook, the roof.
Our source material just absolutely nails it with this metaphor. It's perfect, right? Because while everything down below might look okay, the roof is where the deep-seated conflicts between two different eras of construction really come to a head. It's such a powerful way to frame the problem we're about to unpack.
So, just as a quick recap, we've got our two contenders. First, there's the Unified Soul, a house built all in one go back in 1978. And then we have the Frankenstein house, a 1955 original that got a big extension tacked on in 1989. We've already seen how that can cause all sorts of issues with foundations and pipes. But now we're going to look up.
Okay, first, let's talk about the gold standard. This is the simple, super reliable roof design of our purpose-built 1978 house, St. Christopher. Honestly, this is what a roof is supposed to be. So, what's so great about it? Well, what's really interesting here is that it all boils down to one word: simplicity. You've got a single, continuous ridgeline, which means the weight is spread out exactly like the engineers planned. Water just flows right off it, clean as a whistle. And, crucially, there are very few complicated joins or weird angles where trouble can start. It's a closed system, built from the get-go to work as one complete unit.
All right, now let's pivot to the other guy, the extended house. And this isn't really one roof, is it? It's two different roofs from two different decades, literally stitched together. And as we're about to see, that stitching, that's exactly where it all starts to come apart.
And this, right here, lays out the core difference perfectly. The 1978 house is all about integration. Everything was designed to work together as one system. But the 1955/89 house, that's all about intersection. It's just a series of meeting points, of junctions where a brand new structure is bolted onto an old one. And guess what? Every single one of those intersections is a potential point of failure.
So what does this actually mean for the number one job of any roof, getting water away from the house? Well, on the unified roof, it's a super simple, predictable trip from the tile straight to the gutter. No drama. But on the stitched-together hybrid, you are actively channeling water from two huge, separate surfaces and concentrating all of it into one single, vulnerable channel. You're not just hoping a trap doesn't form. You are literally building the trap.
And that trap, it has a name. We are about to do a deep dive into what is, without a doubt, the main point of failure for pretty much every extended roof out there. Welcome to the valley.
So, what exactly is a roof valley? It's just that V-shaped channel that's created where the new roof slams into the old one. Its whole job is to catch all that water we were just talking about and get it down to the gutters. And, in theory, that works. But in practice, oh boy. Especially come autumn, it becomes a massive liability.
And the way it fails is it's painfully simple, and it's almost inevitable. First, leaves, moss, little bits of debris, they all wash down into this narrow channel. Then they form a little dam. Rainwater starts to pool and back up behind it. Next, that water has nowhere to go but sideways, so it gets forced right up and under the roof tiles. And finally, boom. The first thing you know about any of this is when a mysterious damp patch suddenly appears on your bedroom ceiling.
But wait, there's more. The valley isn't the only problem. Remember when we talked about differential movement? That's the two parts of the house settling and moving at different speeds, which pulls and cracks the waterproof flashing. And then you've got this thermal tug of war. The 1950s materials and the 1980s materials. They expand and shrink with heat at different rates, putting constant nagging stress on every single joint.
So yeah, we've covered leaks, and they're bad enough. But now let's talk about the dangers that are a little less obvious, the ones hiding in plain sight. I'm talking about structural stress and major drainage bottlenecks.
This thought from our source material is actually kind of chilling. See, the weight of a roof doesn't just push down, it also pushes outwards. It's called lateral thrust. And if that 1989 extension wasn't perfectly designed and tied in, its roof could be actively pushing against the original 1955 walls, literally causing the timber frame to bow and making the whole roof line look wavy and weak.
And this right here is just a brilliantly simple way to understand the drainage problem. What often happens is the builders just hook the new gutters into the old 1950s downpipes. So all of a sudden, you have water from a 5-bedroom-sized roof trying to squeeze its way through a drainage system that was only ever designed for a small 3-bedroom house. In a heavy downpour, it has no chance. The gutters just give up, they overflow, and water comes pouring down your brickwork.
So, this all brings us to the final verdict, doesn't it? When you're choosing between these two houses, you're not just picking a property. No, you're choosing to take on a long-term role, a very specific responsibility.
I mean, this summary table just lays it all out in black and white. On one side, you've got simple geometry, minimal failure points, and low maintenance. And on the other, complex junctions, a ton of failure points, overloaded drainage, and constant high maintenance. The difference isn't just about how it looks, it's a fundamental difference in risk and work.
And I just love this line. It perfectly captures the commitment you're making. You're not just a homeowner anymore. You are now the designated guardian of the valley. Every single autumn, it's going to be your job to get up on a ladder and make sure that one critical point of failure isn't about to flood your house. It makes a very abstract problem feel very, very personal.
And that really is the ultimate question you have to ask yourself. This isn't about square footage or how many bedrooms it has anymore. It's about whether you are prepared to take on that permanent, high-maintenance job that comes with owning a house with a stitched-together crown. So the real question is, are you ready to be the guardian of the valley?